Don't forget to shut the music. Welcome to another edition of Evan Ginsberg's Legends TV, now celebrating our 4th year and approximately 200 shows. And I wanted to do something very special to celebrate that. And in so, we are paying homage to our late friend, the beloved Frank Prince, who was a talk show host here on Madhousetv and a true supporter of the arts. This man brought so many people not only to his show, but to live shows throughout the area. And we're live from the Madhousetv Cafe, a venue that is befitting for a prince, a beautiful venue. And I'll ask the cameraman to show this beautiful venue, which opens this Thursday, by the way, and is going to be Long Island's premier live music venue. And it's going to be something very special. And we urge you to come out this Thursday night to celebrate the grand opening of the Madhousetv Cafe, 203 Broadway in Amityville. Minutes from the Long Island Railroad if you don't have a car, easily accessible. So come on out and enjoy. Plenty of parking in the back and the Madhousetv Cafe. And we are so pleased and honored to be here. And I just want to say a few quick memories of Frank. We shared Saturdays at Madhousetv. Frank's show came on a little after mine, and each and every time I saw Frank, a warm smile, a hearty handshake, and it was always, what can I do to help Evan? I have all these wonderful comedians, some of whom you're going to meet today. We can book them on your show, and just a giver, a true giver. And what more can I say? We're going to have a plethora of talent today. Singers, comedians, pro wrestlers, the entire arts community is out today to celebrate the life and art of Mr. Frank Prince. Rest in peace, my friend. And before we show a brief clip of Frank, I just want to make a few quick announcements, a little business to take care of. As I stated, the Madhousetv Cafe opens this Thursday. Please come out. It's going to be a big night. Condolences to Tom Maley on the passing of his beloved mother. And I also want to acknowledge Janine Zarilli, who's helping us today on the production end. It was her birthday yesterday, and when I think of wonderful, wonderful people who nobody has a bad word to say anything about, it's Janine and Frank Prince. So happy birthday to Janine. And get well wishes to Gary DiCarlo of Steam. Everybody knows the song, Na Na, Hey Hey, Kiss 'Em Goodbye. He's a good friend of me, of myself and the show, and they're doing a fundraiser for Gary. He's got cancer, and you could go to GoFundMe and help out Gary DiCarlo of Steam. And check out my book, Apartment 4B, like in Brooklyn, about the East Flatbush of the turbulent 60s and 70s, a 50 short story collection. The Facebook page, Apartment 4B, like in Brooklyn. And yours truly presenting a live concert August 20, and that is going to be at Theater 294. That's 294 Farmingdale Road in East Farmingdale, Long Island. It's a jazz show with Projection Zero from Germany, Karsten Ratke, and New York avant-garde jazz legend Blaze Cewillo, plus poetry and art, a true night of the arts. Come out and support that as well. August 20, Theater 294 Farmingdale Road in East Farmingdale. And what we want to do right now is go to a video of Frank Prince, and when we come back from commercial, Tom Maley, the co-owner of Madhousetv and the co-owner of the Madhousetv Cafe, will introduce a tremendous, tremendous singer in Lisa Polizzi. So I'm going to pretty much disappear for the bulk of the show, and we're going to go to the stage in just a few minutes, but right now, 3 or so minutes of Frank Prince and his art. Thank you, Frank. Thank you to the Mousetrap Cafe once again for hosting us. And we'll be back right after this brief clip of Mr. Frank Prince.
They don't make these like they used to. At least I could ride a bicycle that don't get flat. What? Move out of the way, will you? Oh, you try doing this stuff. Hey, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Wow, now I'm hurt. 1-800-INJURY-LAW. Where's Tom Mealy? I'm hurt. Mealy, where are you? Maybe he's out chasing an ambulance, for Christ's sake. I'm making my way to the beach. Here I go. Get out of the way. Here, do this. I'm okay, folks. I'm okay. I'm making my way to the beach.
Old Spice body spray will make you feel so powerful to blow your mind right in front of your face.
Goodbye.
Oh no! Power!
Automatic freshness, softness, and static control has never been easier with the Bounce Dryer Bar. I just stick it to the inside of my dryer, and I never have to remember.
Oh, Old Spice body spray makes you smell like power! It's so powerful it sells itself in other people's commercials. You smell like outdoor freshness.
You smell like power.
Yeah, I do. Power! Power!
Try this routine to feel fresh and clean. Pair Charmin Fresh Mates with your Charmin.
Oh, Spice body spray is too powerful to stay in its own commercial. That's right. Power. Oh, Spice body spray can change a regular smelling man into a man who smells like power.
Now, how is this? Wow, you know what? I actually do feel more powerful.
Potato chips! Power. It's me.
Wow, I tell you, this is great. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom Mealy. I'm one of the owners here at the Mousetrap Cafe in Amityville, New York. Also one of the owners of Madhouse TV. And I got to tell you, you know, Frank has been an inspiration to so many people. He made us laugh. You know, we laughed so hard sometimes we cried. And you know, when Frank passed, it was a heartbreaking, very, very terrible thing that happened to the world of entertainment, the world of Madhouse TV. And you know, we could only hope that Frank hears us somehow and understands that this venue here was built. A lot of this was built with him in mind, especially on Monday night when we're doing comedy night. And, you know, we're really going to miss him. I got to tell you, I met Frank for the first time through Tommy, my partner over at Madhouse TV. And from the moment I met him, from the moment he came walking through that door or on his tricycle with that ridiculous beanie on that pointed head of his, you couldn't help but love this guy. You couldn't help but to just admire what he was all about. And you know, it's very difficult for all of us to have sustained such a horrendous loss, both as a friend and as an entertainer here on Long Island. But the Mousetrap Cafe, like I said, you know, we're getting ready to open up, and building this place, we had an idea of bringing the world of entertainment to your world, all over the world. You know, we're in over 200 countries, and having somebody like Frank Prince entertain was something that we're going to truly miss. You know, our troops watch us every day in Iraq, Afghanistan, overseas. You know, it's nighttime there. So these guys, they tune into stations like Madhouse TV, and now they'll be able to see us here at the Mousetrap to watch some of these entertainers. And we really, you know, we're heartfelt. We really appreciate it. But in honor of my very, very good friend, Mr. Frank Prince, you know, we're going to dedicate this show here and our first show at the Mousetrap Cafe to Frank, because he so much deserved to be part of what we did here, and we never, ever want to forget that he was a part of our lives, and so many people. So it's my distinct pleasure to introduce the next guest. This woman has been on America's Got Talent. She's won so many awards here on Long Island for her incredible voice. You know, when one of the thoughts when we built Mousetrap was to have her here as a regular. And I got to tell you, to this day, I still feel the same way. So it's my pleasure to introduce my friend, an incredible musician, Miss Lisa Polizzi. Come on up, Lisa. You're amazing.
Thank you.
Well, I got to tell you, you know, I couldn't think of a better way to kick off the Mousetrap Cafe, but then to have you sing. So I'm really looking forward to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step out of the way, and I'm going to let you do your thing. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Lisa Polizzi here at the Mousetrap Cafe.
Thank you, sir. First, I'd like to, before I sing, I want to start out saying a few words about Frank Prince. I met him in 2010, and people know me from doing the open jams and my band, the Lisa Polizzi Band. But before that, my first gigs were in restaurants. You know, I would sing to tracks. And Frank opened for me on my very first show. And that's when I met him. And we did a few more shows together after that. He was such a good friend. He would call me at least once a week. He was, you know, regularly checking in on me, because I'm usually not one to call out. I'm not much of a talker. Like even me, standing here, you could see I'm nervous. I sing with no problem, but talking is just not my strong suit, which is why I probably could never host a show on Madhouse. I would let the guests do all the talking. While I'm here, I want to thank Amy Augustine of Aces Magazine. I'm trying to find the page here. The day of Frank's wake, he went home, and my thought is, you know how when celebrities die, and I was like, oh my God, you know, we lost, you know, this talent. The world doesn't know who Frank Prince was. And that bothers me. And he used to always say that me and him were going to the top. You know, we're going to reach for the stars. So I was thinking to myself, how can I make people know him? Because not everybody on Long Island even know him, but shame on you if you didn't, because I think almost everybody knew Frank. He went to all the bands, such a huge supporter. But I wrote Amy Augustine the night of his wake, and I said, can you just, I don't know, mention like an obituary or something, you know, acknowledging, you know, Frank Prince. She's like, well, how about I give you a full page and you write an article about him? So I did, and there's pictures of Frank in here, and this one where he's wearing the red hat, I actually own that red hat. He gave that to me at my very first 89 North gig with my band, and I still have it. I was actually Frank's first guest on his Frank Prince show. It actually wasn't even at Madhouse Studios. He was kind of like a man on the street thing, where he did it from his phone. So we met up at a recording studio, and he interviewed me, and at the time I was in another band, me and my bass player, Bobby D. We did the interview. And then I was on his first show at Madhouse Studios, and I think when that was the old studio, and then I was the first guest on the newer studio. So I was the first guest on his, and he was the opener on my first show. So that's the history of our friendship, and he was just a funny man, even though he seemed very insecure. I think I said it in the article that his friends got his best material. He was very open with us and very funny. So these next two songs, one I don't sing too often, and they're both dedicated to him. The second song I'm singing was a song I sang on his first Frank Prince show at Madhouse TV Studios. Spend all your time waiting so tired of the straight line. It's everywhere you turn. Vultures and thieves at your back. The storm keeps on twisting. Keep on building the lies. Make up for all that you lack. It don't make no difference. Escaping one last time. It's easier to believe in this sweet madness. Oh, glorious sadness brings me to my knees in the arms of the angel. Fly away from me in this dark, cold hotel. And the endlessness that you feel, you appeared from the wreckage of your silent reverie. You're in the arms of the angel. May you find some comfort in the arms of the angel. May you find some comfort. Thank you. Oh, that's the wrong one. If I should stay, I would only be your way. So I go, but I know I think of you every step of the way. And I will always love you. I will always love you. My darling, you. Bittersweet memories. That is all I'm taking with me. So goodbye. Please don't cry. We both know I'm not what you need. And I will always love you. I will always love you. time. And I hope you have all you dreamed of. And I wish you joy and happiness. But above all this, I wish you love. Frank Prince will love you always, Thank you.
Like so many people, are your finances tight lately? Afraid to open your mail or even answer your phone? Well, take heart. You don't have to live like that. If you're 62 or older and own your own home, you can join the thousands of folks who have used safe and effective government-insured reverse mortgages. The government-insured reverse mortgages from Long Island's Senior Reverse Network allow you to stay in your home and turn equity into tax-free cash. Our government-insured reverse mortgages can eliminate mortgage payments, credit card balances, or just improve your lifestyle. Do yourself a favor and solve these problems now. Call the Senior Reverse Network and our advisors will answer all of your questions about our reverse mortgage programs. We've helped scores of senior Long Island homeowners like you who now enjoy a worry-free retirement. Get the financial security and peace of mind you've dreamed about. Pick up the phone and call us at the Senior Reverse Network now to set up a free consultation.
Call 1-800-985-REVERSE. That's 1-800-985-7388.
This is Beth.
Hi. Oh, congratulations. When are you due?
I'm not pregnant.
Oh, look at that. Excuse me.
You're totally thin.
You look very sexy.
For life's bleachable moments, all it takes is 3/4 of a cup.
Guys, ready for the show? Yeah. Enjoy.
Welcome to the Rehab Center located at 2025 Brentwood Road in Brentwood, New York. At the center, we offer chiropractic services, acupuncture, and physical therapy. We take most major medical, no-fault, and workers' comp insurance. If you need these types of services, contact the offices at 631-234-4949. That's 631-234-4949.
For professional motorcycle transport and towing, think Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing. Proudly serving all of Long Island, we feature expert handling and 24/7 service. So send a limo for your toy with Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing.
Hi everybody, my name's Chris Michaels. I met Frank a couple years back in Madhouse Studios and we hit it off right away. And I'm wearing my cape today in Frank's honor because he stood next to me, we took pictures, and I think he even got to wear it. What was so great about Frank is a time I was doing a show with Evan. We were doing a tribute show to a good friend of ours named Bobby Lombardi, a guy that Frank didn't know from out of a hole in the wall. In any event, we were doing the show for Bobby, and it touched Frank's heart that he wanted to donate because of this cause that we were doing for this tribute show. Just showing that the type of heart he had for a person that, only because it was somebody that I knew, he thought, hey, look, I will make a donation in his behalf because he's a friend of yours. That's the kind of guy he was. And I guess what Lisa had said before, Frank would just call you, hey, how are you? How's everything? What's going on? You know, get to talk a little bit, chit chat. So Frank was a guy who really, really liked to keep up with people, want to know how they're doing. Maybe we didn't call enough to see how he was doing. But Frank, we do miss you, we do love you, and you may not be known like a lot of these other celebrities that are out here, but you meant something to us. And that's why I'm here today. Now, I'm going to introduce, and I have the honor of introducing, another young man who also in your footsteps thought that it would be a great thing to make people laugh, make people happy. I myself tried stand-up. I got tired. I had to sit down. But what I will do is introduce a guy that could probably do it a whole lot better than me, Mr. Steven Esposito.
Hey everyone, my name is Steve Esposito. With my last name, a lot of people think I'm Spanish, which is a thing that I guess people ask nowadays. I tell them it depends on what kind of application I'm filling out. The weird thing is pretending that I am Spanish, because I can't, because I don't know any of the culture or the language. I know like 3 words. I know queso, pantalones, and anything else off the Taco Bell menu. I wanted to open up with a couple of jokes. With those 2 jokes were something that was brought to me by Frank. Frank Prince, I performed at the brokerage after doing a class over there with a couple other comedians. And Frank Prince performed at my graduation. He was such a nice guy. He was so authentic. He had this Don Rickles impression that was so good that it made my hard to see. It made my hard to see grandmother able to actually think that it was actually Don Rickles, which was great because tickets were cheap. He came up to me one day. I got into a conversation. I was reintroduced to him one time, and he said to me, "Oh, Steve Esposito." I'm like, "Oh yeah." He goes, "I know you." I'm like, nah, you don't. He goes, "No, you were funny." I'm like, "You definitely don't know who I am." Frank Prince was very authentic. He was someone who always wanted you to do better. He never said anything bad about anyone else. He always said, go up on stage, keep on going, keep on doing, don't stop. And he never did. He never stopped. Up till, man, he went forever. And he definitely helped me get back up on the stage. He definitely helped me get back up, write new material, and get out there more. So the rest of my set that I have, even though it is a very abridged version, has been due to the help of Frank Prince and due to his character and how great and how amazing of a person he was to really not just push me, but other comedians. And his outreach was phenomenal. It was great. He reached out to so many other comedians. He helped so many other people. He exists through the words of other comedians as well, and he will never be forgotten. His last name might be Prince, but he truly is a king of comedy. I was talking to another comedian by the name of Mike Keegan last week over at Governor's, And he said, Frank Prince was the first person to get me a paid show. He didn't even tell me it was paid. He's like, I went up there, I told jokes, I came down, he had $100 waiting for me. I had no idea. So, Frank, I wish you could see this. I really do. Now for the rest of my set, I have no idea how I'm going to get through the rest of the set. Oh, man. I got into a car accident the other night. I didn't crash, I just shit my pants while driving. It's pretty rough. I have a degree in criminal justice. It's pretty much watching the first full season of Scooby-Doo Adventures. I'm thinking about catching up, getting my master's, and starting to watch CSI. I went to college with the intention of becoming a police officer, actually. And I decided that I kind of don't like the idea of possibly getting shot at, so now I work in a bank instead. Oh, man. Anyone else have a lot of debt? I know I have a lot of debt. I have tons of debt. I have so much debt that I actually go online and try to hope someone steals my identity by filling out shady websites and stuff. Of course, my luck, someone would come back to me the next day and try to give it back to me. Knocking on my front door the next day, go, "Are you Steve Esposito?" I'd be like, no, I'm not. My name is Jose Gonzalez. I'm Spanish now. And that is my very abridged stand-up set. Thank you very much, Frank, for giving me and everyone else the momentum to move forward and continue to do stand-up, and you will never be forgotten. Thank you.
So then I said, Mr. Prime Minister, I'm flattered that you love chocolate, but I'm here strictly in a professional. What's wrong with him?
He thinks you're naked.
My shell is brown. It just looks like my milk chocolate is showing. Only a fool would think I'd actually show up naked.
So it's that kind of party. Hit it!
I'm sexy and I know it.
Aye.
Look at that body. Look at that body. Look at that body. I work out. Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching, doing it to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. If you find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
Okay, welcome back to Legends TV. Very special tribute to Mr. Frank Prince. And I just want to say one thing further about Frank. There have been more successful comedians who have made a lot more money, but I don't think any comedian has given so much back. I think when you think of Frank, that's what we're going to remember. The man was a giver, a true supporter of the arts. And what more can I say? Without further ado, the comedy and music of Mr. Les Bayer. Enjoy.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's an honor to be here. I just went to the doctor the other day for my annual checkup. First thing the doctor did is he stuck his finger, you know where. I'm going to have to switch dentists. Well, anyway, this guy goes to a psychiatrist. He says, Doc, I don't know what to do. He says, one day I think I'm a teepee, one day I think I'm a wigwam. Next day I think I'm a teepee, next day I think I'm a wigwam. What's wrong with me, Doc? Doctor says, I think you're too tense. Well, another guy, he goes to the doctor, he says, Doc, I got this song in my head. All day long I keep hearing this song, The Green, Green Grass of Home. I can't hear it during the day, I hear it at night, I can't sleep. It's driving me crazy. He says, what's wrong with me? He says, I think you have Tom Jones syndrome. He says, Tom Jones syndrome? He says, is it common? He says, it's not unusual. Well, Frank Prince, I'm going to do some of the material that Frank told me that he liked. A lot of them are jokes, some of them my regular routine. But the one he really liked was about this guy who goes into a bar, and as beautiful a bar as this, and he sees this big jar filled with $20 bills sitting up at the bar. He says to the bartender, what's all that money in the bar? He says, well, we have a contest going on here, and nobody's won the contest. If you put 20 bucks in, you enter. If you win, there's $4,000 in the jar. So he says, what do I have to do? He says, well, the first thing you have to do is go to the end of the bar. There's this big guy sitting over there, like a pro wrestler, and you have to knock him out with one punch. He says, okay, what's the second thing? Second thing is, in the back room here, we've got this 200-pound female Rottweiler, and she's in a lot of pain. She's got an abscessed tooth. You got to pull the tooth. He says, okay, and what's the third thing? He says, well, the third thing is, upstairs here is this gorgeous girl. She's never had sex. You have to go up and give her the best sex, the only sex she's ever had for her life. The guy says, you know what, here's my 20 bucks, I'm in. Goes to the end of the bar, goes up to the guy, taps him on the shoulder, boom, one punch, knocks him right out. Goes into the back room, closes the door with this 200-pound female Rottweiler in all his pain. You hear barking, you hear screaming, you hear furniture being thrown all over the place. 20 minutes later, he comes out of the room, his clothes are ripped, he's got claw marks all over him, he's bleeding, goes up to the bartender and he says, now where's that girl with the abscessed tooth? Yes, you like that one. Well, it's politics season, folks, and looks like we may have another Bush in the White House. Hillary's running. I got a chuckle over here. Okay. Well, just to keep things even, Donald Trump just got the results of his weekly colonoscopy, found out he had a brain tumor. And they just did a study, big study, sex survey. United States, they found out that American men have sex on the average of 2 to 3 times a week. And Japanese men have sex on the average of 2 to 3 times a year. I've got a lot of friends who are really unhappy now because they never knew they were Japanese. And another study that was just done shows that women who get a lot of sleep have better sex. Unfortunately, that study was done by Bill Cosby. The groans are coming. Well, there's this woman who got married, and she had 13 children from her first marriage. Her husband dies, she remarries, and with her second husband, she has another 7 children. Can you imagine? Her second husband dies, and with her third husband, she has another 5 children, 25 children. After 25 children, she passes away. And at the funeral parlor, the priest is giving the eulogy, and all her friends are there, and the priest is saying, well, at last they're together. And the friend says to the other friend, I wonder if he means her first husband, her second husband, or her third husband. And her other friend says, no, I think he means her legs. Well, you know, America, the dumbing down of America is what we call it. People are getting dumber and dumber. I don't even know how I got through school without a computer. So I go into Taco Bell, and I say to the girl, I'd like a taco grande with minimal lettuce. She says, I'm sorry, we only have iceberg. And then another time I go to Friendly's, and I say to the girl, I would like a sundae with extra hot fudge. And she says, I'm sorry, sir, all the hot fudge is the same temperature. And then I went to McDonald's, and I said to McDonald's, I'd like a half a dozen chicken nuggets. She says, I'm sorry, we only sell them in 6 and 12. This is what's happening in this country, folks. Well, a little bit about me. I've been divorced a long time. In fact, I've been divorced so long I can't even remember my wife's first name. I just know her as plaintiff. And we had a very rough marriage. I remember coming down for breakfast one morning, and she was boiling eggs. She says to me, Les, you have to make love to me right now. So I grabbed her, threw her on the kitchen table, made love to her, and said, what was that all about? She said, the egg timer broke. Boo. Yes. And then things were really bad. You know, one night we were having a romantic interlude, and she says, why are you taking so long? I said, because I can't think of anyone. And then I even installed strobe lights in the bedroom to make it look like she was moving. Yes. Yeah, I was wanted to be a nice guy one day, and I wanted to get her a car, but I missed. And things really got bad. Wanted to drown my troubles, but I couldn't get her to go swimming. So we go for marriage counseling, and the marriage counselor says, you know, tell me what's going on. She says to the marriage counselor, every time he climaxes, he lets out this ear-splitting yell. The marriage counselor says, well, what's the problem with that? It's perfectly normal. She says, the problem is it wakes me up. Well, there's a song that I did that Frank always loved. And before I speak a little bit about Frank, I want to do this song. We got married last Friday. My girl was right there beside me. Our friends were all gone. We were alone, side by side. We were so happily wed when we got ready for bed then. Her teeth in her hair she put on the chair, side by side. One glass eye so tiny, one hearing aid so small. Then she took one leg off and put it on the chair by the wall. I stood there broken-hearted. Most of my girl had departed. I slept on the chair, there was more of her there, side by side. Well, I just want to say a couple of words about Frank. I was on his TV show about 3 times. We did some comedy shows together in the clubs on Long Island. I remember going into the city once with Frank to do an open mic at the Stand, which is a big comedy club there. We get to the comedy club, and there's 5 people, and they were all the comics. There was nobody there. So we're sitting there telling each other jokes. And one thing I always remember about Frank is no matter what show he booked you on, you always got paid. There are a lot of shows where people come, they do it for free. Frankie always believed that if you came down to do a show for him, whether it was $10, $20, $50, that didn't matter. You always got paid. And a kinder soul you will never, ever meet in your life. Thanks very much, Frank. Okay, I'm back for an encore. Well, anyway, I want to bring to the stage a fellow who I've done so many shows with. In fact, we did several shows at Woodlock Pines in the Poconos this past winter. And on our way to Woodlock Pines, we stopped at a strip club at his suggestion. And not being the most generous person, girl came over to him and he gave her Monopoly money. And the girl looked at him and said, "Sir, this is fake money." And he said, "Those are fake tits." and as if that wasn't bad enough, we went to a second strip club that had the ugliest strippers we've ever seen. And the girl came over to him and said, "Sir, is there something you'd like me to take off?" And he said, "Yes, my glasses." Anyway, here's a good friend of mine who is the founder, the producer, the director of Laughs at the Library, which is all over the New York area. And he doesn't even have a library card, but he makes people laugh at the library, and he's a very funny guy, and he's a good friend, Mr. Mark Breyer.
Thank you, Les. Thank you. Thank you, Evan, for having me here today in honor of Frank Prince, a prince of a guy. And I met Frank a few years ago. He came down to one of my Laughs at the Library shows. That was when he was first starting into comedy. And he evolved. He got better and better. As much stage time as you could give him, he would take it. And he then went on to produce a lot of shows. I was on one of his shows at Sergio's, and a pleasure to give him the name. I was the one who gave him the name, the Prince of Comedy. And I'm going to do a few things that Frank liked, as Les did. And Frank always liked when I would tell the audience that not only am I a comedian, I'm an accountant, I'm a notary public. I was the vice president of a large bank many years ago, the Amalgamated Sperm Bank. And Frank used to like when I would tell people that not only do I do comedy and all this stuff, I'm also a limo driver. And Frank was shocked when he heard this. And I said, "Yeah, I drive a limo." Back in October, I was driving the limo, and I picked up a nun. And I was driving the nun, I was driving along, I said to her, "Sister, I don't mean anything sacrilegious, I don't mean anything disrespectful, but all my life I wanted to give a nun a little kiss." And the sister looked at me like I was crazy. She says, "Well, you're not supposed to, but if you're Catholic and you're single, you can give me a little kiss." I lied to the nun. I gave her a little kiss. I'm driving along, and I felt so guilty. I said, "Sister, I must tell you the truth. I'm really married and I'm really Jewish." And the sister said, "That's all right. I'm really Ralph. I'm going to a Halloween party." And Frank liked that. Frank liked a lot of things that I did, but I liked what he did. He did a lot of impressions. Of course, he did Don Rickles, and he did him wonderfully. And he used to like when I would do people that people don't remember. People don't remember. I used to do like a Nipsey Russell impression. Nipsey Russell was one of the greatest comedians from years ago. And he used to do a poem called "The Birth of a Candy Bar." And it went like this. "One payday, Mr. Goodbar wanted a bit of honey. So he took Mrs. Hershey out behind the powerhouse on 5th Avenue. She began unsnapping her milk duds from her Reese cups. He touched her mounds and it turned to almond joy. He let his butterfingers slip inside her Milky Way as she felt her Nestle's crunch up against his Tootsie Roll. She screamed, 'Oh, Henry,' and squeezed his butternuts. And that's how they made Baby Ruth." Yeah, Frank liked a lot of silly things I did. I did a whole routine about cruise ships. Anybody ever go on a cruise? Anybody ever go on a cruise? Yeah, we have some people here in the audience. They're great. There's so much food on the cruise. You get on as a passenger, you get off as cargo. Every morning I would walk into the dining room, the maitre d' would say, "Hello, Mark, what are you up to?" I said, 212, 214, 216. So now I came back from a cruise, I went on a diet. Because the diet doctor told me I have to eat from the food groups. The 4 food groups? No longer are they fast, frozen, microwave, and junk. No, you have to eat properly. That's what he said. So Frank was really a wonderful guy to come to all the shows. And like Les said, he would pay. He would be one of the few guys. We did shows at Sergio's and he would pay. And thinking back of all the times he came to the library, he didn't care if he got paid, he didn't get paid, but sometimes we donate our time to a lot of things, and he was very generous with his time. I'm trying to think of other stuff that he liked. Oh, he loved when I did stuff for kids. If we got kids in the audience, I used to do fairy tales, and I do them backwards. Frank loved this. He couldn't understand how I could remember it, and neither can I. But I used to do Cinderella. We all know Cinderella, right? The story of Cinderella. I would do it. We have a couple of kids in the audience. Maybe they'll help me with the story. I can do Cinderella backwards. Okay, so you start off. Once upon a time in a foreign country, there lived a beautiful girl, and her name was Render Seller. So Render Seller lived with her mugly other and her 2 sad blisters. Also in the same foreign country, there was a Pransome Hints. And the Pransome Hints was going to have a Bancy Fall, and he'd invited the people from Riles a Mound, especially the Pitch Reaple. Render Seller couldn't go, but her mugly other and her 2 sad blisters went out and bought some drancy fesses to wear to the Bancy Fall. Render Seller couldn't go, so she cat down and shried. While she was kitting there shryin', all at once there appeared before her a kig boach and hicks white saucers to take her to the Bancy Fall. But this Gary Mudfather whapped her with his magic man and said, "You can go to the Bancy Fall, but be sure and be home before midnight or I'll turn you into a tumpkin." So Render Seller went to the Bancy Fall, and she manced all dight, and she lullin' fuv with the Pransome Hints. Finally, the mid-clock struck night. Render Seller staced down the rares, and just as she beached the rottum, she slopped her dripper. The next day, the Pransome Hints went all over the car and country looking for the beautiful girl who had slopped her dripper. Finally, he got to Render Seller's house, and he tried on her mugly other, and it fittin' did. He tried it on her 2 sad blisters, and it fittin' did. He tried it on Render Seller, and it fid did. It was exactly the sight rise, and mo they were sarried. So the moral of the story is, if you want to lull and fuv with the Pransome Hints, go to a Bancy Fall and don't forget to slop your dripper. I did that for Frank. And Frank always loved when I talked about my grandmother, because my grandmother had a very thick accent. They lived in the Bronx. Anybody from the Bronx originally? Yes. My mother went to Evander Childs High School on Gun Hill Road, and she graduated with one of the most famous living people in comedy. She graduated with Carl Reiner in 1938, Evander Childs High School. And my mother was friendly with Carl Reiner. And if they had gotten together, I could have been the meathead. Frank liked that joke. I don't know. Okay. So she had a terrible accent. But whenever she'd come out to our house, I lived in Long Beach as a kid. I grew up with Billy Crystal, and Billy is a year younger than I am. And whenever they'd come out to my house, my grandma and grandpa, they'd say, "Hello, how are you? What's doing?" I said, "Hello, Grandma, can I help you? Are you thirsty? Are you hungry? Can I get you something to drink?" She said, "No, we ate." She was saying we ate. I thought she wanted the juice. Another time I said, "Grandma, are you hungry? Can I get you something to eat?" She says, "All right, I'll have a little Veldendust." I said, "What?" "A little Veldendust." I had to wait for my mother to come home and translate. She wanted well done toast. But that was my grandmother. Frank liked when I talked about my grandmother, but he liked best of all when I spoke about my Uncle Melvin from Brooklyn, from Bensonhurst. And he spoke like that, Brooklynese. You know, give me $3 worth of gas and check the Earl. He spoke like that. And Uncle Melvin used to shop in Queens. He used to shop at a store that went out of business. And one time he came over my house, he was so upset. He said, my favorite store closed. I said, what happened, Uncle Melvin? He says, they closed Goit's. If you remember, Goit's was a big store. And I said, what's there now, Uncle Melvin? He says, some new store, Stearns took over from Gertz. He spoke with a Brooklyn accent. And he always said, when you go to a bris, which is the circumcision in the Jewish religion, the person who performs it is called a moil. And Uncle Melvin always said, the slip of a moil and you got a goyle. That's Uncle Melvin. Okay, so what else did Frank like talking about besides his Rickles? He liked when I did Jackie Mason. Anybody like Jackie Mason? Yeah. Like I told you before, I don't care if you laugh or not. I'm not saying this because I'm an arrogant person. When I say I don't care if a person laughs or not, it's because I know who I am. That's the trick. The great trick is to know who you are. Most people don't know. Thank God I know. I didn't always know. The policemen in the city of New York, you think they ever fired their guns? You think they ever took marksmanship? No, they read out tickets. They took penmanship. And he liked my Jackie Gleason, Ralph Cramden impression. Norton, come on down here. I want to ask you a question. Norton, just how far did you go with Trixie before you were married? Hey there, Ralphie boy. Hey there, Ralphie boy. We went to Amityville, New York. Okay. And we used to do Ed Sullivan. I used to introduce Frank as Don Rickles as Ed Sullivan. Well, you know, right here on our show, if you remember Ed Sullivan, you guys are too young. Maybe Evan. Evan, you're almost that age, right? But not as old as I am. You know, I'm so old. When I went to high school, they didn't have history. Yeah, and I went to the dumbest high school in the world. I went to high school in Florida, South Broward High School, the dumbest high school in the country. A graduate of my high school was guaranteed acceptance at any junior high in the country. That's pretty dumb, right? At the end of the year, they'd give out the letters to the football players. They didn't get their letter unless they knew what letter it was. It was pretty dumb. Okay, so I want to thank you all. Thank you very much. It's a great honor to be able to come here and just talk about Frank, a prince of a guy and the prince of comedy. Thank you.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. If you find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
Guys, ready for the show? Yeah. Enjoy it.
Hi, I'm Jerry Parisi. Together with my wife, Michelle, we host the Filmmaker Show right here on Madhousetv.com, the greatest internet station in the world. Today we're coming to you live from the Mousetrap Cafe right here in beautiful Amityville, New York. And we're here to say a few words on our good friend, Frank Prince.
It was incredible having him on our show. I'm glad we got to do that.
You know, Frank was on our show, and he was funny, and he brought some great talent along with him. Every time we had a question for Frank, all he could do is make us laugh as well, which didn't sit so well with the producers because we were laughing too much. Frank had this wonderful heart of gold that whatever you asked him to do, he came and did. Whether you can pay him or not, he was there for you. And when he came, he brought that beautiful energy with him. He brought the energy right here to Madhouse TV and all of our shows on Madhouse TV who've used and worked with him in the past. We all had something to gain. So Frank, wherever you are and however you're looking down on all of us, we wish you well on this 4th of July weekend. And from myself, Michelle Parisi, and the team here at Madhouse TV, we all wish you a very, very happy 4th of July weekend. Stay healthy.
Yep, stay healthy. Happy 4th.
For professional motorcycle transport and towing, think Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing. Proudly serving all of Long Island, we feature expert handling and 24/7 service. So send a limo for your toy with Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with Legends TV, and this is more than just a TV show today. This is more than just a tribute to Mr. Frank Prince. This is a community of artists, singers, wrestlers, comics, TV hosts, a true community, and we want everybody to come out and support the Mousetrap Cafe opening this Thursday and support live arts on Long Island. And the co-owner of Madhouse TV and the Mousetrap Cafe, Mr. Tommy Marr, is about to perform. Tommy is as great a vocalist as you are ever going to hear. I am jaded. I have heard the best of the best, going back to Al Green, James Brown, Marvin Gaye, Smokey Robinson, seen them all live, and I love Tommy's music. I love Tommy's voice. Without further ado, Mr. Tommy Marr.
Well, thank you, Evan, for putting an extreme amount of pressure on me. But first off, I just want to talk about my friend, Frank Prince. Frank, he always called me his big brother. I think I was the guy that he, when he needed a guy to talk to, he would call me. He'd call me 3 times a week. We talked for a lot of time. He just asked for a lot of advice and stuff. And, the guy was just that great guy that deserves so much more than he ever really got to show us. And I got to tell you, I had so many sit-downs with him, and we've talked about everything, and I know all the things he loved in the world, and I know all the things he didn't love in the world. And there was one thing that he always was curious about, which was Woodstock. And being that I was at the 1969 Woodstock, he would always ask me constantly talk about it. What was it like? And finally, I just said, Frank, I do the gig up there at Yasgur's Farm every year. Why don't you come up with us? So for the past 3 years, Frank has come up. And I think it's the happiest I've ever seen Frank Prince in my life, and I truly mean that. The guy was dancing around the forest. He had friends all around him. It was just a beautiful thing to actually see him have such happiness before he passed. Because, I loved him like a little brother, and I don't want to lose it up here, but I got to tell you, he will be sorely, sorely missed. He was a great, great, great friend and a great man that gave everything he had to give. And last night, Janine and I were talking, and I'm like, I really don't know what kind of songs I could do to do him justice. And actually, 5 o'clock this morning, I woke up and I still didn't have any songs. And I said, I remembered a conversation that we had, and it was a racial conversation about, in the 60s and that. And he said, I said, the best really way to explain it was there's 2 songs out there, Change Gonna Come and Brother, Brother, Brother. And they were 2 songs that I turned him on to, and he loved the songs. I've never performed this song. I don't really know it, and I really don't want to mess it up. But for Frank Prince, I'm going to give this song a chance. And please bear with me if I don't do it right, but believe me, my heart and my soul's in there. If it comes out wrong, it still means from here. So Frank, this is for you, brother. I was born by the river in a little tent. Whoa, just like the river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. It's been too hard for living, but I'm afraid to down, 'cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Oh, yes it is. Well, I go to the movie and I go downtown. Somebody keep telling me, don't hang around. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Oh, yes it will. Then I go to my brother and I say, brother, help me please. But he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. Lord, there's been times I thought it wouldn't last so long, but now I think I know I'll be able to carry on. Well, it's been a long time coming, yeah. But I know he's up there looking down on all us. It's been a long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Oh, yes it is. Oh, yes it is. That's for you, brother. Rest in peace. Thank you. There's a house in New Orleans they call the rising sun. When it's been the ruin of many a poor boy, and God, I know I'm one. My mother was a tailor. Well, she sewed my new blue jeans. My father was a gambling man down in New Orleans. Now the only thing a gambler needs is a suitcase and a trunk, and the only time he'll be satisfied is when he's on a drunk. Come on now. My mother was a tailor. While she sewed my new blue jeans, a gambling man down in New Orleans. There is a house in New Orleans they call the rising sun, and it's been the room of many a poor boy, and God, I know I'm one. And God, I know I'm one. And it is the room of many a poor boy, and God, I know I'm one. And God, I know He's one. Whoa, thank you. And for this last tune I'm going to do here, you know, I always said that I think that Frank Prince is a thrill to all of us. So this is another song I want to dedicate to my man, Frank Prince.
Hey, buddy. That's not the, I was thinking more like a round.
Wow, who's that guy? Yeah, come on. First three words are very important. Wow! The thrill is gone. I said the thrill is gone away. Yeah, the thrill is gone, gone, baby. Ooh, thrill is gone away. Well, you never done us wrong, Frankie. Ooh, now we have to pay. Come on now. Wow. Thrill is gone. I said the thrill is gone away. Ooh, the thrill is gone, gone, baby. Thrill is gone away. Well, we're gonna miss you, my man Frank Prince. Ooh, I wish you were here to stay. Come on. Free, free, free. You're free to live it all now. Oh, you're free, 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 free now. You're free to live it all. Why'd you have to leave us, brother? Oh, we don't never want to see you gone. Hey! Woo! Thrill is gone. I said the thrill is gone away. The thrill is gone, gone. Yeah, baby, now. Thrill is gone away. Well, we're gonna miss you so much, brother. Ooh, we wish you were here with saying that here and stay. Come on. Thrill is gone. I said the thrill is gone away. Ooh, the thrill is gone, gone now. Thrill is gone away. I want you to know, baby, well, we'll always be with you, and we'll be with you again someday. Hey! Will is gone. Thank you. Bringing up my partner, Mr. Tom Mealy, and of course the show host himself, Mr. Evans Ginsberg. We need Mr. Evan over here.
All right, you're on. I'm not. Let me have that microphone then. Give me that thing. All right. All right. Hey, ladies, listen, you know what? I just wanted to come up and say a special thanks to Evan Ginsberg and our first show here. What do you think?
I think it's cool.
I think it's good.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, that's it.
I think,
But,
well,
you know, hey,
Evan
listen.
always has great entertainment.
Without a doubt. But you know what, Evan, I want to thank you for being part of Madhouse TV, coming up here at the Mousetrap Cafe first show. I'd like to bring all your guests up. Come on up, everybody. Special thanks to Frank Prince for being part of everything that we do here. And, you know, I guess forever and ever, correct?
Forever and ever.
That was a great song, by the way.
Thank
and
you.
Evan, I want to thank you for allowing us to definitely come on into the shot here. No. Why do you always get? Why do you? Why do you always get the pretty? Why is it that he always gets the pretty girls in
You got
this?
beautiful Michelle right
But
next to you.
I'm telling. Is that what the deal is? Well, anyway, ladies
That's
and
my
gentlemen,
brother
thank
Evan
you
right there.
for another edition of Evan Ginsberg, Legends TV, broadcasting live from the Mousetrap Cafe here in Amityville, New York. We're going to be opening soon. We hope to have everybody down. A special thanks to everybody who came out tonight. I
And we
appreciate
also
it.
want to give a shout out to our partner.
Mr. Tom Dow. He was not here today. I wish he was, but Tom is. We sent him to Home Depot.
He lives
loves
at
that
Home
place.
Depot.
Okay, so on behalf of all of us here at the Mousetrap, thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. And again, tune in next week, Saturday from 11 to 12:30, Legends TV, Evan Ginsberg live.
Peace.
Hockey puck!